Trees don't grow on marble. They die there. Think about it. Marble is flawless, it's smooth, it's clean, but it has no life. Yet, we spend our entire lives trying to turn our souls into marble. We scrub away our anger, we hide our flaws, we sanitize our dirt. We think we are becoming good, but actually, we are just becoming sterile. Today we explore why Carl Jung said that to truly live, you don't need to be perfect. You need to be a little messy. Welcome to the story of the two gardens. Meet Silas. If Silas's mind was a physical place, it would be a garden paved entirely in white. Italian. Marble. Silas was the definition of a good person. He was the guy who never forgot a birthday, the employee who never missed a deadline, the friend who never complained. He had spent 30 years curating his life like a museum exhibit. He had a strict policy: no weeds allowed. But for Silas, weeds weren't dandelions. Weeds were emotions that didn't fit the picture. Anger? That's a weed. Pull it out. Jealousy? That's a weed. Poison it with toxic positivity. Sadness? Pave over it. Every morning, Silas woke up at 5 a.m. He meditated, not to find peace, but to control his thoughts. Walking through his life felt like walking through a hospital corridor. It was bright, it was sterile, and it smelled of bleach. People admired him. "Look at Silas," they'd say. "He's so disciplined, he's so pure." But Silas had a secret. When he was alone in his perfect marble house, he felt absolutely nothing. He would touch his chest and feel a heartbeat, but he didn't feel alive. He felt like a ghost haunting his own perfect life. Because remember, trees don't grow on marble. And because he had paved over his dirt, his messy human emotions, nothing new could grow in him either. No joy, no passion, just maintenance. Right next door to Silas lived Julian. If Silas was marble, Julian was mud. Julian's garden was a disaster and a paradise. There were piles of drying leaves in the corners. There were patches of bare earth where he dug holes just to see what was underneath. But the flowers? They were explosive. Vibrant reds, deep purples. The air in Julian's garden buzzed with life. Julian was human. He was messy. When he was angry, he shouted. When he was happy, he laughed so loud it startled the neighbors. When he made a mistake, he didn't hide it. He shrugged and said, "Well, that was stupid," and tried again. Silas watched Julian from his high window. He told himself he looked down on Julian. Look at him, Silas thought. No self-control, so primitive, so dirty. But deep down in the dark soil of his subconscious, Silas felt a sharp pang. It was envy. He saw Julian sitting in the dirt, hands covered in soil, eating a peach with juice running down his chin. Julian looked full. Silas looked at his own clean hands. He looked at his own spotless reflection in the marble, and he realized he was starving. One night, a massive storm hit the town. Silas sat in his living room, terrified. Why was he terrified? Because perfection is fragile. He was afraid the wind would break his symmetrical hedges. He was afraid the mud would stain his white floors. He sat stiffly on his sofa, holding his breath, trying to will the storm away, trying to control nature itself. He looked out the window, and there was Julian. Julian wasn't hiding. He was outside. In a raincoat, boots sinking into the mud, Julian was wrestling with a young tree, tying it to a stake. He was soaked. He was slipping. He was probably cursing, but he was in it. He was dancing with the chaos. Silas watched through the glass, safe, dry, and dead. And in that moment, the lightning flashed, illuminating the truth. Julian's garden could survive the storm because it had deep roots. Roots can only grow in dirt. Silas's garden, his marble surface, had no roots. If a tree fell here, it would just slide across the surface. Silas realized that by protecting himself from the dirt of life, he had made himself unable to weather any storm. He wasn't strong, he was just rigid. And rigid things break. So what actually happened to Silas? And more importantly, is it happening to you? To understand this, we have to look at Carl Jung. Jung argued that we all have two faces. The first face is the persona. In Latin, persona means mask. This is your marble garden. It's the version of you that you present to be loved. The nice guy. The perfect mother. Silas became his mask. He thought if he polished the mask enough, the face underneath would disappear. But here is the trap. The brighter the light you shine on your mask, the darker the shadow you cast behind you. This brings us to the second concept, projection. Remember how much Silas hated Julian? Psychologically, Silas didn't hate Julian. Silas hated the part of himself that wanted to be messy. This is a hard pill to swallow, but listen closely. What you judge most in others is often what you have repressed in yourself. When you see someone lazy and it makes you furious, it's often because your inner child is screaming for a break, but you won't let him rest. Silas projected his shadow onto Julian to remain the hero. This is the most critical part. We often think the shadow is just rotting garbage, rage, greed, perversion, so we pave over it. But in a garden, rotting garbage has a name. It's called compost. Gardeners call compost black gold. Why? Because that decaying, smelly mess is pure, concentrated life energy. Think about it. Your aggression? That isn't a weed, it's the thorns that protect your boundaries. A rose without thorns is eaten by the first predator. Your selfishness? That isn't dirt, it's the root system that aggressively hunts for water so you don't wither. Your messy emotions? They are the wildflowers that attract the bees of creativity. Silas felt dead because he treated his fertilizer like it was poison. By sterilizing his soil, he starved his own soul. To heal, Silas didn't need to clean the garden. He needed to become integrated. Integration means ripping up the marble slabs and letting the soil breathe. It means saying, I am the flower and I am the dirt. I am the beauty and I am the beast. That is what Jung meant when he said, I'd rather be whole than good. Wholeness is realizing that the most beautiful fruit always grows from the darkest dirt. So my friend, I have a question for you today. Look at the garden of your life. Is it too clean? Are you exhausted from trying to keep the marble white? Maybe, just maybe, it's time to put down the cleaning supplies. Maybe it's time to let a little rain fall. Let a few weeds grow. Let yourself feel the things you've been running from. Don't be afraid of the mud. That is where your life begins. Trees don't grow on marble. They grow in the dirt. Go get your hands dirty. See you in the garden. Thank you for listening to Life Audible.